Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. Today's episode is going to be full of some real talk. This is your warning. I am really excited, of course, for this episode. I realized leading up to this episode, the last few days I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to create this episode about. Each week, I'm like, what is the best topic for the week? What do I want to talk about? What feels authentic to me to speak about? What do I feel passionate about? What are my ladies struggling with? What am I struggling with? I ask myself all of these questions because there are millions of topics out there that I could talk about, but I really want each episode to be authentic to me, because if I get on here and I'm just like giving you tips and it's so boring and I don't believe what I'm saying or whatever, like that's not okay. Nobody wants that. So I was struggling the last few days. I honestly start to panic. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I'm out of ideas for the episode or for the podcast, which I don't know. But all of a sudden today, I shouldn't say all of a sudden, it's been accumulation of things this week that has brought me to the topic of, I'm sure you've seen the topic of the title of the episode for today is the importance of slowing down. And I'm going to go into, obviously, this kind of deep. It's going to be some real talk. I'm going to be perhaps getting real and raw and opening up a little bit on this episode. And also relating this to life and health and fitness and all the things. So a little background on how this came about. The last 2 days, I have been having some conversations with brand new clients. I have gotten a few clients over the weekend, and they started, of course, on Monday and even like the week before. So the first 2 weeks, it's really full of questions. And when people join my programs, when women join my programs, as far as like, how does the app work? How do I track my food? What foods do I eat? Just all these things, because, you know, you're really excited about getting started and working with me and understanding things. And I really, in the first 2 weeks, teach you to slow down. I didn't actually plan on saying that, but how ironic that it goes literally with the title of the episode. But I do teach my ladies to slow down in the beginning. I'm like, okay, for the first week, just track your food, track everything you eat in MyFitnessPal. It syncs with my app. I can see it. Don't worry about it. Just track it. Try to hit the macro goals I set for you. But if you don't, who cares? Get your workouts in, and that's it. And so just, you know, kind of change your mindset as far as just hitting those numbers and really just track what you're doing and get in that habit. And so as I start to see what they're eating and my clients start to see what they're eating, and they're like, oh God, I thought I was eating really healthy. Turns out I'm not hitting anywhere near my macros. That doesn't mean that it's healthy or not healthy. It just wasn't helping them get to their goals. And so that brings out a lot of all or nothing. It's like, oh, I can't do this. I have to give up all the foods that I'm eating. This isn't for me. I don't know what I'm doing. And it brings up a lot of confusion, a lot of overwhelm, a lot of people just get scared. Like, I don't think I can do this. And I then have to go in, and this is what I did earlier this week. I'm recording this on a Wednesday, by the way. So Monday this week, I went into the app and I was talking to all of my clients who had questions about their macros and what they were doing, and they're thinking they're failing and they're not doing a good job. And so I really just talk them down and say, like, slow down. This is what's really important to focus on this week. Do that. And I had a lot of conversations about, like, this is what you need to do. Focus on that. Slow down. Hit your workouts. Start to work towards your macros, but you don't need to be perfect. And then it goes into that all or nothing mindset of, well, I have to be doing all these things and checking off these 24 boxes a day of hitting my steps and, you know, measuring my foods and eating healthy and hitting my macros and getting my workouts in and drinking my water. It's like all these different things. And no, that's not what we need to be working on. And so kind of reeling people back in from that. I also had a couple conversations like pertaining to Beachbody and that all or nothing mindset, and even just in general, like, yeah, the all or nothing, the perfection, the hustle, all of that. And that really hits home for a lot of my followers on Instagram because I get a lot of reaction when I post those things. So I had a lot of ladies reach out and they're like, oh my gosh, that was my mindset with Beachbody. This is, also me. I can totally relate to that. So I had a lot of those conversations, and both of those, the conversations with my clients about their own journey and the conversations with who knows who on Instagram about that Beachbody and that mindset, those both bring me to the mindset of like, we just need to slow down. Like, we are going too hard. We are focusing on the wrong things. It's that go, go, go. And it's really hard to get out of that mindset. So those two things, along with this week, honestly, I've been having just kind of a rough week. I don't know if it's like in relation to my cycle. I'm feeling extra tired. I'm feeling lethargic. Actually, my stomach really hurt the other night after I ate like some ice cream, which is totally random. My stomach hasn't hurt in a really long time. Backstory, I have had some autoimmune issues where I have cut out gluten and dairy and different things, and I'm good to go now, but my stomach was off. I've been feeling kind of just dizzy and weird and tired, and like I could just almost cry at any minute for no particular reason. I'm not really sure what's going on. And I have been really working on this week giving myself grace. And I learned this through a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, caused me to go to therapy and learn that I'm okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to need to cry or scream or go for a walk or whatever, be surrounded by people that I love or be alone. It's okay to not know why, because I always ask myself why. I mean, if you would tell anyone like, I'm having a rough week, I don't know what's going on, their first question is why? What's going on? How are you feeling? And I don't know why. And I used to really struggle with, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way or why this is happening in relation to even like your fitness journey. Why am I working so hard? Why am I not seeing results? Why am I hitting a plateau? And to go back to my situation this week, I don't know why I'm feeling sad and down and tired and low energy. I've actually been eating like shit, so that's probably why. But I've been having this conversation with myself today, and that was exactly when the light bulb went off of like, you need to talk about this on a podcast episode. So that's what I'm doing. And one of my clients and friends shared a post on Instagram that was basically spoke to what I've been trying to tell myself is you don't need to know why you're feeling like this. The fact is that you are feeling like this. So if you need to cry, cry. If you need to go for a walk, go for a walk. If you need to, whatever you need to do, like feel it, get it out, journal it, whatever, do it. Let that shit out and then move on. I actually bought a book on Amazon and it came in today. It's called Don't Believe Everything You Think. And I'm excited about that because I'm definitely an overthinker. I can get caught in these thought cycles. And so I'm excited about that. I will keep you posted on the gram about how I like that book. But anyway, it just really hit me like this is something that I've been working on. I'm getting better at it. And I think it's really helpful in life and in fitness. And that's what I really aim to help you with is life and fitness, because fitness can overwhelm you and take over your entire life if you let it. And life itself can overwhelm you and take over. And it's really easy to experience burnout and overwhelm and all of those things. And so I really just want to talk about this. If you are someone who struggles with overthinking, being overwhelmed, any of these kind of things, I want to give you the permission to slow down. And I want to tell you that I have learned through therapy and through action, that it is okay to slow down. Not only is it okay to slow down, it's necessary to slow down. And one other thing that I had a conversation on with a couple of newer clients this week is rest days. You have to slow down and take rest days. Your body has to slow down. Your muscle only grows at rest. So not only physically are you're tearing down your muscle during your workout, you can only repair that muscle while it's at rest. So if you don't ever take rest days and you are go, go, go and hustle and never quit, never miss a Monday and all that shit, you're never going to make the progress that you want to make. Your body has to recover. Please hear me when I say that. I mean that physically. When you get injured, of course, your body has to recover. Same thing with your muscles that you can't see underneath your skin, but you rip them apart when you work out. You have to repair them with food and time and rest. And same thing with your mind. Things happen that hurt you, that cause you pain, that can wreak havoc or destroy sometimes your mental health. And it takes time and patience and rest and work and more rest to repair that. And so your mental health and your physical health, your mind, your brain, and your body need rest. And I think this is not talked about enough. I think it's starting to be talked about a little bit more, but it's not sexy. It's not cool to get on Instagram as an personal trainer, influencer, whatever, whoever you follow on, social media. No one wants to like and share a reel of someone saying, it's really important to rest. No, it's way sexier to create a workout video for you that you're like, oh, this is why I'm not getting the results that I want. I'm not doing this particular workout move. Of course, people are going to share that, and it's much sexier, and that hustle mindset, and that's so much more, looked upon in a good way than just rest and all of this. And I think this just is so important. And so, of course, I'm going to talk about it. So the importance of slowing down, like I said, in life, in your fitness. Let's talk about some of that. So I have personally learned that let me go back. I have personally learned, yes, but in the last few years, I have struggled a lot with anxiety and depression and mental health. I was overworked. I was overstimulated, overworked, not by anyone else. Like, that's my own doing. I am a hard worker. I don't know any boundaries or limits. Sometimes I'm better, but anyway, that's just me. I was overworked. I was overstimulated. And during COVID especially, I felt cooped up and really like closed in. What's the word? The only word I can think of is smothered, and that's not correct. But I don't know how to, it's just like, it was like this overwhelming feeling of, obviously we all had it, right? During COVID. I hate even saying that word. I hate it. I hate COVID. That time period when we were all in lockdown and we were all stuck at home and we had to wear masks and we couldn't go anywhere without being, judged or whatever. And it was like, I just felt very, I guess smothered. It was just like, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I'm not explaining that correctly, and a lot of things to do with just being overwhelmed. And all of those feelings brought everything to the surface for me. And instead of slowing down to deal with those things, I just kept thinking, push it all aside. Yes, you're struggling. And yes, you're anxious. And yes, you are on the verge of depression and a breakdown and burnout and all that shit. But just keep going. You're fine, right? Keep going. Don't quit. Don't miss a Monday. all that stuff. And it caused me to be completely out of touch with my body. And that is not good. So if this sounds familiar, things that helped me were going for walks. I actually used to despise going for walks because it was like, that was like an easy thing to do. Like, no, you should be lifting weights and hustling and building muscle and all this. But it's like, no, you really should be going for a walk. It's good for you mentally. It's good for you physically. So I really love going for a walk. I love it to be a long walk, preferably by myself, not even with the dog because he can distract me. I just want to go for a walk. It clears my brain. I have also learned that breathing, and I'm not good at like breath techniques and things like that, but really, really something that has helped me is just to hold my hand on my diaphragm and feel myself breathing and just kind of literally like just sink into that feeling of, and I would have words of affirmation that I would say like, you are okay, you are loved, and just really feeling myself breathe. And just what that really was just me slowing down. I even did that today. I've a couple times feeling anxious or just beginning to question, why am I feeling like this? I would just put my hand on my stomach and feel myself breathe and be like, you are okay. So I will even lay down and do this. I have a neck stretcher that I use. I have those circle, I can't think of what they're called, but you stretch your back on them. And I will sometimes do those and just breathe. That's very nice. Another thing that I really liked to do, and I am a very routine person. I'm very type A. I love my routine, but I have found that less routine is better for me, because in times when you're anxious, depressed, and really disassociated from yourself, from your body, the more routine you are, let me put it this way, I'm a very routine person. And when I was anxious, struggling, depressed, couldn't get out of bed, couldn't function, I wasn't doing anything on my quote unquote routine. And that made me feel like a failure. If I couldn't get up on time, if I couldn't do all the things that I'm quote unquote supposed to do, then I felt like a failure. And the less routine I had, and I just woke up and thought, okay, today I need to do X, Y, and Z, but it doesn't matter when it gets done, Christy. It's all on you. It's okay. Other things would have to be like healing, just thinking about things from my past, present that I'm struggling with, journal through them, healing those things. Healing my nervous system was huge. And that had a lot to do with my breath work and slowing down and trying not to overthink and stopping thought cycles and really relying on really good friends that I trust and talking to them. And that's really, really helpful. So just being present, doing nothing. I allowed myself to watch some TV shows a few months ago. I was like, who am I? I haven't watched TV in forever. Being off my phone, stopping that constant dopamine hit for me was absolutely huge. So those are some things that actually today I picked flowers. I looked out my front window and I have a really pretty hydrangea bush. And I'm like, why are those sitting right there? No one's looking at them right now. Not many people are driving by my home looking at my hydrangeas. I'm going to cut those things and put them on my kitchen table. So I did that. And while I was out there, it was kind of raining. And I was just like, this is a really nice moment, calm. So those are some ways that you can slow down in life and just calm the fuck down. Just calm down is what I kind of just jokingly tell myself, but it's real. It's real. And that's so important for your brain and for your body. So I hope that makes sense as far as just your life, and really just, I'm always like, unfollow people, defriend people on social media, in real life, figure out who your friends are, figure out who loves you and who's there for you. And if they don't love you, if they're not there for you, then cut it off. Like life is too short. I do not have time for this anymore. I'm done. I'm done with that. It's like the less I have to think about, the better. And so really just clean up your home. I talked about this a few episodes ago. Clean up your social media, clean up your life, and slow down. In relation to fitness, because of course we're going to relate this to fitness, because life and fitness are very similar as far as your habits and how they work, honestly. And so in relation to fitness, slowing down, well, the reason that you would need to slow down in your health and fitness journey is because of that all or nothing mindset, that go hard, no rest days, don't miss a Monday, double up if you missed a workout, start the workout program over if you missed a week. If you don't do it perfectly, it doesn't count. That's all bullshit. And that comes a lot with, and I'm just going to say, for me, it came a lot with Beachbody. And I don't think that's any surprise because I've talked about that before on here. And I always say Beachbody served its purpose for me. It's not all bad, but and it's not just Beachbody. It's a lot of other, like anything with like challenge in it. If you're doing a challenge, it's all or nothing. It's all do it perfectly. It's all of that. It's, don't mess up. Like if you're going to start it, do it perfectly and do it right. It's a lot of programs. It's a lot of detoxes. It's a lot of things, but I've never really done those things. So for me, it just started from those workouts, that coaching opportunity. And for me, it created a lot of bad habits. And it took me a long time to get out of that, because when you think you have to go hard, there are no rest days, work out every day, everything has to be perfect. It's definitely all or nothing. Like, for God's sake, you are all in. You're either all in or you're all out. And it's like that mindset, when you think that's the only way you get results, where do you go from there? I mean, that you can't get any more obsessed with it than that. And so you can experience overwhelm and overstimulation and feeling smothered, and you can be overworked. And instead of slowing down, we always think that we need to push harder, right? So this looks like in fitness, if you have hit a plateau and you've been working out, you've been hitting your macros or whatever, measuring your food in little plastic containers, whatever that looks like, right? If you are pushing hard and you plateau, what do you think? Would you ever think when you hit a plateau on your own, like, oh, I must need to slow down, I'm doing too much? No. If you hit a plateau and you're already working your ass off, you think, I gotta go harder. I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing a good job. I have to go harder. I have to cut out more things. I have to work out more. I have to run. It's more, right? And that is so bad. That is the opposite of what you need to do. And I come across this all of the time. I work with a lot of moms who feel like they've gone through a midlife crisis, they've hit rock bottom, and it's always like slow down and really take a look at what you're doing, what you're thinking, what's going on. Same for fitness. I have clients who hit a plateau, and always my first thought is you need to slow down. You need a couple more rest days. You need better sleep. You need better food quality. You need water. But they're thinking, fix my macros. I need to cut back on my macros. Please take a look at my macros. I think I'm doing the wrong workout program. This isn't working. I'm really frustrated. I'm not seeing results. And it's this really stressed out when they come to me like, help me. I don't think this is working. What can I do differently? What can I do harder? And I really just want to say, like, take a week off of workouts and just focus on your nutrition, or take a week off of tracking your macros and just work out. Like, chill out. Again, calm down. And I think that's the opposite of what we think so many times. We think we need to go harder. And so literally what that looks like in your fitness journey when you have hit a plateau or you've hit burnout and you're sick of your workouts, this is too hard. I can't go on with this certain coach anymore because they're making me check in every single day and hit every single macro and work out every single day and check in. It's just like, it's too much. There's no way that that is sustainable. And so what it looks like is slowing down. You need rest days. You need days to just go for a walk or do some yoga or go swimming or go for a little jog. You need days. And I just had a client, she's still my client right now, but I just had her hit this huge mindset win where she's cut way back on her cardio and she's doing cardio just for the enjoyment of it. And she's not tracking her steps really anymore. And she's not tracking like her time. And it's so freeing. And I've loved it for her. And I love it for me just seeing her finally get it that like slowing down is okay. And it's actually, she's actually like her clothes are fitting looser and she's seeing like physical progress by doing less. And it's the best thing. I just want to like give her a hug. But it is the best thing when I can teach you to slow down. And when my ladies are like, I'm super sore and I don't want to take a rest day because I'm seeing all this progress and I have all this momentum. But the rest day is part of the program. The rest day is scheduled in there for a reason. It's the same as your workout that you need to do. You need to rest. You need to hit your macros. You need to drink water. You need to get better sleep. Like those are the things you need to work on. So if that happens to you in your fitness journey, if it hasn't happened, it will. And I want you to remember this episode and say, I need to slow down. When I've hit a plateau and when you start to ask yourself, oh, this will be fun. When you start to ask yourself, oh my gosh, I need to do more. I need to change my macros. You start to stress out. I want you to hear me say, slow down. Christy said, slow down. I need to slow down. So that can look like exactly that. Take an extra rest day. Take a day to make sure you hit your protein goal. Set up a call with me if you're my client and like, let's get back on track and get motivated and figure out what you need to do. But that really looks like calling a friend and checking in with them. That looks like sitting down and watching a TV show. That looks like being aware of your breath. That means journaling. That means less routine, doing things out of order just because, getting caught up on some laundry, asking your kids if they want to go out to eat and do something fun. Like just chill out and calm down and slow down, because I promise you in your fitness journey, if you are already working your ass off, your body will thank you for the slowdown. Your body will thank you for toning back a little bit and pulling back a little bit on that, because your body just gets so stressed out and it needs the break. And in life, if you are feeling stressed out and burnt out, you also need those things to slow down as well. And so this is I have learned all of this in the last few years myself. I have practiced these things, and I'm telling you right now, I have seen the best body physically that I've had thus far in my life. I have gotten by lifting really heavy a couple of days a week and taking long walks, and that's it. Walking is really, really, really good for you. I promise you that you will not lose any momentum. You'll actually come back feeling refreshed when you do slow down. So this is your permission slip from me, just in case you needed it. And again, this comes from experience from myself and from my clients, but I'm just giving you that permission to slow down and also telling you how important it is. So I hope you enjoyed this real talk. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know that and I think when I even started this podcast, definitely when I started my business, my fitness business, I thought it was all going to be like workouts. And it's not. Your body, your mind is so intertwined, and so much mindset work has to go into this for you to be able to unfuck your fitness. You have to do all of these things. They're all intertwined. So please do not minimize the importance of slowing down. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share it with your friends. Tag me on social media. Love you so much. I love the messages that I'm getting from you in the DMs. I really honestly appreciate you sharing and letting me know you're listening. Some of the conversations cracked me up. That's why I started giggling, but I will talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.